He is not blinking his lights. That means he is going straight ahead. Why don't you blink, you stupid idiot? I...
I have all your data.
In the animal kingdom, the bonds between animals range from intelligent to compassionate to downright stupid. The cattle egret birds bond with the cattle, so much so that they have given them the name of the herdsman, because these birds prey on the insects that often disturb the cattle, while they relieve them along the way. Another example of animal bonds is found in the teamwork that ants display. Ants have been seen forming bridges out of themselves for the sake of making a road to the other ants to get to the food. And what's more impressive about this is that they have no way of agreeing on this. They just do it instinctively. Just because they manage to weigh the costs and benefits of such act. However, the complete opposite has been found in some of the Homo sapiens, where they have been recorded protesting the same rules that were made to protect them. Good job, idiots. Alright, we are attempting to solve the most important question in the world. No, not the meaning of life. And no, not whether the egg or the chicken came first. By the way, it's the egg. And no, not what is love. Baby, don't hurt me. It's none of that. It's something far more important. It's whether you pour cereal first or milk first. There are many reasons for why it should be either, and you are welcome to add any new ones. But it seems that the vast majority go for cereal first. Why? Some think that when you pour cereal first, you get to see the ratio between cereal and milk better, and so you can balance it to a close 50-50 ratio. And some people even think that they are manipulated by ads, because every single cereal ad starts with having cereal first and then adding milk. It helps them to promote their product even better. However, people that pour milk first believe that doing that helps them stay economical, because you can measure first the amount of milk using a cup. There are even people that pour them both at the same time. We call those mad lads. However, there can be only one answer, and that answer is, who gives a shit?
Sounds and voices can be considered as two separate things, while the sound is the physical phenomenon caused by vibrations that are carried through a medium, either it's a gas like air, or liquid, or even solid. That's why it is known that there is no sound in space, because there is no air for sound to travel in. However, the voice is more about language. If you remember in school, active voices are in sentences like, the ogre ate the onion, and passive voices are in sentences like, the onion was eaten by the ogre, and there are many others. But people attribute the word voice to the different levels of pitches of the sounds that different humans and animals make. I am sorry. There is something in my throat.
Ah, much better. Wait, I have a voice? Oh my god.
The story motif of the princess stuck in a castle guarded by dragon, waiting for the hero to show up and slay the dragon, is as old as time. This type of stories got popularized by our Lord and Savior Shrek, which led me to question, how the hell does the princess even get stuck in a dragon-guarded castle in the first place? What events could possibly lead to that? Well, as it turns out, that wasn't the how it was when this motif started. The earliest example of this is in Greek mythology, in the story of Perseus, who rescued the princess Andromeda from Cetus, and Cetus wasn't even a dragon, it was a sea monster that demanded a sacrifice, so they chose to throw the princess to it. Later on appeared the story of Heracles, who rescued the princess Hesione. The story followed a similar path, and again, it was a rescue from a sacrifice. In fact, stories continued to be about saving princess from various sacrifices, and various creatures, and when dragons started to appear in these stories. In medieval romances, the rescues continued to be from sacrifices, or like in the Russian story, Dobrynya Nikitish, where it was about saving an entire kingdom from the tyranny of a dragon, not just the princess. In fact, the only early examples of having a princess alone as a captive, and not a sacrifice, was when they were abducted by sentient creatures, like trolls, giants, and even ogres. You were supposed to slay the dragons, not join them. The 52 playing cards have been a staple for all sorts of entertainment, in games like poker, and blackjack, magic tricks, and more. However, they weren't always the way they are. Their first appearance wasn't on cards even, it was actually on blocks of wood, in the Chinese Tang dynasty, in the 9th century. However, it kept evolving while it was spreading, with new play styles, and new designs in Persia, Egypt, and eventually it made its way to Europe, where it started to be printed on actual cards. Also, in Europe a number of countries adopted the idea of having symbols on the cards, but eventually the French design is the one that stuck, with the famous form factor of hearts, clubs, spades, and diamonds. However, the most famous usage of playing cards is gambling, and before cards were invented, people used to gamble on fighting animals, so we have to thank playing cards, because they saved the lives of many innocent animals from people who put them into fights. Oh wait, idiots still do that. The famous comic book superhero, the Batman, is designed to be a very grim and a dark personality, but even Batman can't be too dark, because after all, he's a superhero for children, and in order to make him more PG, the writers included a moral code that prevents Batman from going too far, and killing people, and it is embedded in his famous quote, "If you kill a killer, the number of killers won't change." Even that somehow sounds wise and badass at the same time, but it is the easiest quote to dispute. It is true if you kill one killer, but what if you killed more? I know that he means to distinguish himself from criminals, and not to slip to insanity, but come on Batman, you can do better. The Deja Vu, it's a French sentence that translates to, already seen, which is the phenomenon that everyone experiences once in a while, where you feel like you remember being in a certain moment even if it's the first time you are experiencing anything like it. Some people claim that it is because of false memory, which is when you remember something in a wrong way, and some people even believe that they are memories of a past life, but a recent study in the University of St. Andrews suggests that during a déjà vu, the areas in the brain that are responsible for memory are not active, but the areas that are responsible for decision-making are active instead, meaning that in a déjà vu, your brain is actively checking on your memory to see if it's working well or not, and during that checkup, it gives you a false feeling of similarity for the moment it happens in it, much like in quarantine, same things happening again, and again, and again, and again. The hazardous materials suit, or a hazmat suit, it is a protective suit that covers the body, the hands, the eyes, feet, and respiratory system. Since it usually contains a self-contained breathing apparatus, these suits have different versions, depending on how much protective the suit is. For example, in the US and Brazil, there are 4 levels, and they are classified as A, B, C, and D, A, being the most protective, used in most extreme cases of chemical damage, and D being the least protective, which is used by everyday workers that require protection. While in Europe there are 6 different types of suits, these suits protect from toxic materials, such as chemical materials, nuclear materials, biological materials, and high temperature, and most importantly, the toxicity of TikTok.